Yeah, I'll do that one another time. Okay, sorry about that. Don't know why it did that again. I really don't know. Try this again. For some reason, like, it just ended on its own because I never clicked in stream. So sorry about that. My apologies about that. Seriously. So my apologies on that, guys. Because why YouTube did that, I don't know. Something very strange is going on. Let's see if it did that this time. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Oh. Woo, that was close. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube did that. Like, that was weird. Kind of annoyed by that, for sure, though. Like, why didn't YouTube do that? So, I guess, apologies for the technical difficulties, I guess, you know. My apologies for that, because I did not end it on my own. Maybe something just clicked or something, I didn't realize it, I don't know. But, regardless, though, we're back. So, my apologies. Continuing on from discussion before the show was interrupted. Yeah, Switch 2, man. Very excited. Like, finally. I know they said, you know, they said Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to be there at launch, seemingly. Which, that's like a smaller Assassin's Creed game. Because it was supposed to be more like, you know, more so like the old stuff, the old ones. But yeah, so I don't know what happened with that game, with the stream. Go figure. I don't stream for like 2 or 3 months, and then this happens. Go figure, right? And definitely, you know, when the Switch 2 is officially announced, I'll make a video talking about it for sure. Like, definitely. Like, that's a guarantee. Bro got abducted. Oh my god, that's great. It feels like that, man. That was hilarious. Oh, that was great. Like, oh no, the Nintendo ninjas got me because I was talking about the leaks. They finally got me. Oh, that's great. Yeah, apparently, former PR managers, they said that apparently Nintendo's very ticked off about the leaks. I'm like thinking to myself, of course they are. Why do you think they send lawyers over to the Genki, you know, booth at CES? Come on. Of course they're pissed off. Of course they are. Come on. Like, that was like, you didn't need to tell me that. I already knew that, considering how Nintendo is. Like, anybody who knows how Nintendo acts, come on. That was gonna happen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the elusive Nintendo ninjas. Oh, man. The YouTube and the ninjas are cooperating. Oh, that was great. Oh, that was hilarious. That was great. Man, that was awesome. Oh, I never would have thought of that one. Thought of that situation like that, because I don't think that's ever happened. Where the stream decides to end by itself. I don't think that's ever happened in the times that I've streamed. In the times that I have. So I'm pretty sure that never did. So, yep. But hey, we're back. That's what matters. You know, continue the show, you know? I ain't done yet. But yeah, very hyped. So, I'd say my hype is for Switch 2 is probably at I guess an 8. I need to see the games first before I get really hyped up. Because that's what's important. The games. I don't know if you missed it, but I said that I could see, you know, Doom the Dark Ages coming to Switch 2. for sure. So, ooh, I mean, no matter what, I'm getting the game day one. No matter what. Whether it's on the Switch 2 or the PC. Like, no matter what. So, because I have all the Doom games on PC, so... The only Doom game I don't have on the Switch 1 is Eternal. So, because I wasn't sure... Because I didn't even know when that port was coming, because, like, that port disappeared for a long time. So I wasn't sure when that game was going to go to the Switch. And I believe it did, like, at the very end of the year it came out. So it was within the first year of, Doom Eternal when that came out. Ooh. A game that I don't think anybody's even discussing at the moment. Would Bungie port Destiny 2 to the Switch 2? I could see that. So, I mean, it's a free-to-play game, so, I mean, people would just have to try it, It'll be a whole new audience for Bungie, so... I mean, I haven't played Destiny 2 in years, so... I just kind of fell out of it. In, like, 2019. I just didn't care for it. So that's kind of why I stopped playing it. But I did have fun with the time that I did, have fun with that game, so... Until I got bored of it. So, I mean... Oh... Is Borderlands 3 on the Switch? Because I know 1 and 2 are. I think Borderlands 3 is as well. I believe. I believe it is. I think. And I played the Borderlands series in the past, so I mean it's a pretty fun franchise. I could see Borderlands 4 maybe on the Switch 2 eventually. I guess it depends on how demanding that game is. I mean, we don't know until it comes out, Apparently they're making a sequel to that spin-off that they did, but apparently that got canceled, apparently. Sounds like it didn't do the numbers that, Take-Two wanted. So... But yeah, I'd say that's, almost... Maybe a safe bet. That's like a maybe. It just depends on how that game turns out. Yeah. Yeah, apparently Respawn's been known to be working on the Switch 2 for like a year. Also, it is. Yeah. See, I wasn't sure if it was or not. I wasn't too sure. I was like is it on there? That's kind of why I was questioning it. I'm like, is Borderlands 3? Because I know 2 is. I know 1 and 2 are. So I wasn't too sure about 3, but apparently it is. So okay, so my suspicion was correct. That Borderlands 3 is okay. I had a suspicion, but I wasn't sure. That's kind of why I wasn't definite on saying whether it was or not. So it was. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, then if that's the case, then I can see Borderlands 4 on the Switch 2 then, provides, not too demanding. So, yep, I can definitely see that. I mean, it's not, ultra realistic in terms of art style anyway, so... Definitely will. Yep, probably, yep. Oh, yeah. If GTA 6 doesn't, I can see Rockstar doing, GTA 5 or Red Dead Redemption 2 on Switch 2. For sure. Because Rockstar's gonna put something on there. They supported the Switch, you know what I mean? And Rockstar in their throughout the entire history has supported, the Nintendo platforms. I mean, they made exclusive GTA for the DS. So, I mean, that should tell you that they will support the Switch 2 in some way. Some form. But it'll happen. If they can't get GTA 6, I could see them maybe putting 5 on there. But considering how the Switch 2 has, newer tech in it, so maybe there's, a slim chance. That'd probably be, a miracle if they could make it happen on the Switch 2. But if they see the money is there, maybe they'll at least attempt it. At least attempt to do it. So... yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of ports. For sure. For games that didn't come to the Switch, they probably will to the Switch 2. Especially if the publishers see that the money is there for it. You know, that the demand is there. So, absolutely. And obviously, you know, based on what it's saying, it sounds like Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be probably a launch game for the Switch 2, probably. Or at least, you know, within the Switch year. Because as we know, that's coming this year to Xbox and Switch 2. I always wondered why, once the deal with Sony ended, I always wondered why it took Square Enix so long to do anything outside of the obvious PC port with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because that game has been released for, what, almost 5 years now? I guess it's finally coming to the other consoles. So, oh god. Could you mention if they decided to pull Forspoken now that the deal is up at the end of the month? Oh god. That'd be oof. That'd be an L, considering how, you know, poorly received that game was. And that the studio who made it, you know, they got absorbed into Square Enix. Like, shortly after that game released. Trying to think of what other games. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot that could potentially come. You know. A Nightmare? Yeah. Yeah, let's not wish that into existence. Let's not do that, huh? Let's not wish that one into existence. Yep. Yeah, like Cyberpunk, that's a definite. I'd say that's like most likely. Not guaranteeing it, but considering that CDPR was willing to put Witcher 3 on the Switch and it did pretty darn well, all things considered, so I'd say Cyberpunk. Oh crap, wrong button. I'd say Cyberpunk. Yeah, like Cyberpunk 2077. It'll come to Switch too. Probably won't be. Like, could they get it 60 FPS? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. They just. Oh yeah. It's best to leave it where it doesn't exist. It's a dead game. Let's never speak on it. Ever. 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 That's for sure. Darn right. Let's just act like it does not exist. Ooh. I know the Arkham games on there. You know, the Switch 1. Maybe the performance gains that the Switch 2 will get. Maybe through backcompatibility, maybe somehow. You know, maybe they could somehow boost the performance of Arkham Knight. Because I heard that port wasn't the best on the Switch. But I mean, it runs on the Switch because it was part of that Arkham collection. Fantastic series, by the way. If you're a Batman fan and you haven't played it yet, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, that series, those collection games are fucking amazing. I can't speak highly of that series enough. I mean, the fact that, you know, Insomniac kind of took inspiration from those games for their Spider-Man projects should tell you something. You know. Which, by the way, those Spider-Man games are pretty good too, I would say. If you have a PS5 or a PC, yeah, like, absolutely. Definitely give those games a shot, for sure. Because I really liked, you know, Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales. And we know that, you know, 2's coming out this month for PC. Even though I've beat it through the unofficial PC port, like, last year or whatever. You know, like, that's a good game too. So, although I felt like the story of 2 was not as strong as the first game, it still was pretty darn good. So, but yeah, I recommend, you know, that series too. So, yeah. Would Sony ever port, you know, those games to another console? Switch, more so. I'd say Switch would have a better chance than Microsoft's console would. So, but hey, never say never in this business, as we've seen. Who would have seen that coming? That Microsoft would put their games on their competitor consoles, or Sony would put a Horizon game on the Switch. I know it's Lego, but I mean it's still Sony's IP. So, a first party IP, by the way. And Guerrilla themselves even said that the Switch was a perfect perfect choice for that game. So, yep, they have a prime opportunity. So, I mean, a lot of studios are going to be jumping on board the Switch 2, for sure. To cash in on it, with how popular the Switch brand is, yeah. I mean, shit, like, people were definitely doubtful of the Switch because of the Wii U. I mean, come on, I can't blame you. But the Switch is a household name now, like, for sure. It definitely is. So, studios are going to be much more willing to port, for sure, this time around, because it's a proven commodity. Like, as soon as I saw the Switch 1 initial reveal, I was sold on it, on the concept of it. I'm like, alright, Nintendo may have something here. Like, they always seem to pull something out of their hat. So that's what I like about them, And also, their games are awesome. Like, every single first-party game that Nintendo has made, I haven't really been disappointed with, really. Because they're just that damn good in terms of making games. Best in the business. That's why, I love Nintendo as much as I do. For sure. Now, what? Yeah, like this one, I'm unsure of. Is Nintendo going to make a Mario Maker 3? That one, I'm unsure of. Because I don't think 2 did as well as the first game did. So, that one I'm unsure on. I'd love another Mario Maker. So, because I loved Mario Maker 2. I bought that when it came out. So, but that one I'm unsure of whenever they will do a Mario Maker 3. And if they do, ooh, what if they somehow do a 3D Mario Maker? That would be amazing. That would be the next step, if they were to do another one. Or they could do another franchise, Nintendo franchise in that style, like where, say, like a Zelda Maker, or a Metroid Maker, just something, kind of in that, in that kind of realm. So, speaking of Metroid, Prime 4 is going to be cross-gen, 100%. I'd be shocked if it's not. I'd be questioning what Nintendo is thinking, personally, if it's not a Switch 2 game too. Kind of like how, Zelda Breath of the Wild and Twilight Princess were. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I assume we'll probably get confirmation on that in the reveal, probably. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. That's actually a thing, apparently. I keep forgetting that. But yeah. Yeah. I'm sure Retro will probably find out some way for that function with, with Metroid Prime 4, probably. So. But yeah, like I said at the start of, like, my previous stream, the one before it decided to end on me for some reason, I could definitely see a possibility of, obviously, Prime 2 and 3. Because that's been rumored for a while. Remasters of 2 and 3 to kind of complete Metroid Prime as a series before 4 comes out. In terms of, like, the mainline ones. Because I know there's Federation Force and all that. But I know that ticked people off because of the naming. That. And the fact you didn't play as Samus in that game. I've heard that game is not bad, though. So. But I remember that was, like, a huge controversial move. Where it was like exclusive to the 3DS, and when it could have been like a Wii U game, and had that chibi art style and all that. So I mean that one was controversial, but that still continued the story and kind of obviously continue the tease that was at the end of 3. So my guess is we'll probably get a Switch 2, trailer as we all expect on Thursday. Then we'll probably get a direct, probably sometime in February, whatever the case may be. Probably at the software showcase that we know is going to happen. I mean, Nate said himself that he's heard like late February, early March. We'll probably hear, what Game Freak is working on for Pokemon. So, I personally never got into Pokemon really. It just didn't catch my interest all that much. But I know, there's diehard Pokemon people in the Nintendo community, so that's going to be a big one. They'll definitely tease something with that at the software showcase. That's probably when we'll see Metro Prime 4 again, probably, if I'm right about it being cross-gen. If not, then something is clearly wrong at Retro Studios, Or they could be doing a Switch 2 version later, which would be very shocking, because considering how Nintendo has handled previous console launches when it comes to cross-gen games. At least for some of their bigger ones. But yeah, I would not expect, any of the Mario games to be cross-gen. I would not expect that. So, there's no way, because that's Nintendo's biggest IP. At least their most popular one. Anyway, but yeah. Any of the Mario, if a Mario game launches, that's gonna carry. That is absolutely gonna freaking carry the Switch 2. On top of, the hype that people have for a more powerful Switch anyways. Because people have been begging for it for years. So, it's time. For sure. Switch 1 had a hell of a run. No one could have predicted how big that game did. That system did. Switch is definitely in my top 5 Nintendo platforms. Ever. Easily. It's easily in my top 5. And that includes both consoles and handheld. Since it's both. Fun fact, I still have my original Nintendo DS. I still have it. And it fully works. There's scratches on the touchscreen, but it still works, That just comes from, having it for as long as I have, so. It works perfectly fine, everything works. Because I actually played the DS, a couple weeks, a month or two ago, actually, so. And at work, a coworker noticed. I'm like, huh, you got the original DS still? I'm like, yep, still do. Yeah. I've always wondered, what if they pull, something nobody expects? Instead of actually a complete brand new 3D Mario, they remake Mario 64. I know that's probably, very unlikely, but, some of the stuff of 64 obviously haven't aged well, controls, for instance, just because of how the 64 was, but it's still legendary. But that's, totally... That would be a totally out of nowhere thing. Speaking of 3D Mario, I do think the next brand new 3D Mario built from the ground up, I do think that is going to be open world. Kind of playing off of the idea that Bowser's Fury did. Where it wasn't just actual stages, it was all connected in one big seamless world. So I do think that they're going to go that route with whatever the next 3D Mario is going to be. I do think that. Because I think Bowser's Fury was a test run to see how people would react to that kind of idea for a 3D Mario. And as far as I'm aware, people loved Bowser's Fury, so yeah, I definitely see that. I definitely see them doing that for the next 3D Mario. For sure, that upcoming Sonic Racing game, that's going to be, for sure, you know, Switch 2 game as well. Definitely. Whenever that comes. Yeah, this system has so much potential in the world, man. It's exciting. When it comes to like Nintendo console, I'm always intrigued by what they pull out of their hat. Based on the rumors, it seems like they're going to have a pretty capable system. Which is always exciting to see. Oh yeah, me too. Absolutely. Like the jump from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2, it's going to be a big jump in capabilities. And also, obviously, Monolith with their JRPGs, they're gonna do amazing things with the Switch 2. You know, I remember it was like controversial, like where like Xenoblade 2 was like a very low resolution on the Switch 1 when Xenoblade 2 first released. But the game was good in of itself. It's just that the resolution was so low in handheld mode. Probably because just how demanding that game was. So, but I'm pretty sure they did better. Obviously, with like the other work they did with. I think they remastered the first Xenoblade game, then they did obviously Xenoblade 3. So, and I guess obviously whatever is next, maybe they tease kind of the next game, whatever that ends up being. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what other studios. Obviously, maybe they'll tease like whatever's next for Zelda, even though Tears of the Kingdom just came out like only almost 2 years ago. But I know they said they've wanted to make Zelda like a yearly franchise, which they seemingly have been doing as of late, because they just came out with that Link's Awakening style Zelda game last year. Yeah, hold on. That's another one I'm going to do later. But, yep. So, Kirby probably. I know Kirby's getting some new game in 2025 for the Switch 1. So, obviously, Fire Emblem 2 is apparently getting a remake for the Switch 1. Those will obviously play on the Switch 2, because it's going to be back compatible with everything, assumingly. I think I saw somewhere that the cartridges size for Switch games is going to be doubled. Apparently it'll go from like 32 at max to 64 gigabyte. So we're going to definitely be seeing, bigger games on the Switch 2. So we're definitely going to see some big, major AAA third-party support on the Switch 2. Which is something Nintendo's lacked in the past with, past systems. Switch, obviously, in my opinion, the best system to have third-party support since the Super Nintendo. Because in the past, Nintendo has done something to alienate third parties. Like with the 64 was the cartridge size, while Sony went with CD-ROMs for the PS1. That was always like I believe the big reason why Final Fantasy VII didn't go to the 64, if I remember correctly, remembering my history. But yeah, Mario, obviously a day one for me. Like, Odyssey was the reason why I got the Switch 1. And I had the Switch 1 since it came out. Not came out, but I mean, like, I got it like a few months after it came out. But I've had the system since the year, the Switch 1 released. As soon as it comes out. That's for sure. Oh, that was a perfect landing. But I'm pretty sure one of the chests has like an extra thing in there. In one of them, at least. Oh, nope. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I was right about a prediction, honestly, that we would be going to the moon, and I was freaking right. I was so right. That we would be going to the moon. Complete with zero gravity, too, which was pretty cool. Kingdom and Odyssey was also really cool. Like where Bowser's Castle was something different. Like it was actually in like Japan, like themed around Japan. That was awesome. Like that's my favorite. That's perhaps my favorite version of a Bowser Castle themed, area in the Mario series. That was so cool. It's genius, considering that Nintendo is a Japanese company. It was just genius, and they made it fit so well in the Mario series. Like it just fits so well. That was a genius move. Very excited though. Ooh. Ooh, here's a twist. I wonder for Mario Kart, the next one. Here's an idea. How about they allow third-party characters from like third-party company, keep it, focused on Mario characters, obviously. Just something like that, I guess. Just an idea. Just something, just putting that out there. But they may just leave that kind of idea to Smash, because that's Sakurai's own thing. So, speaking of which, I wonder what they'll do with Smash Brothers. Like, are they just gonna do like a whole new game again, or are they just gonna kind of port Ultimate over, but just add more content on top of it? Because how can you, like, where can you go with Smash after having every single character that's ever appeared in the franchise in one game? Like, how do you move on from that? Like, how can you top that? So, like, how do you top something like that? Because that was such an insane idea. And it was brilliant, because it was freaking awesome. That kind of idea, So I really have no idea what they could do with that. I guess time will tell, though. I'm sure Sakurai will think of something. He always finds a way, much like Nintendo itself. He always does. So, definitely... I actually also have the original Game Boy Advance, too. Still do. Shockingly. I didn't even know I still had it. Oh. Cool. Maybe I did like a Nintendo themed video in the past and you subbed from that. Which I'm sure that's happened, I'm sure. Appreciate it nonetheless, though. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I would not be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. It was either that or something else that I did. that made you, sub. It probably would. It probably was Halo, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt that. I would not doubt that. Yeah. Who the heck knows when the next Halo game would be? Because they just started, development on, like, multiple projects or whatever. And as far as I know, they're hiring like crazy right now, so who knows when that will happen. Yeah, the move to Unreal, that's going to be something. Really don't know. I don't know what to expect. I really don't. Although, like, the situation with the Dig Site crew is very loaded, I guess, in terms of like controversy and all that. So, who knows what happened behind the scenes with that one? Considering that they've been very open with working with the Halo community, as we've seen. So it's gonna be interesting to see what comes, I guess, in the future. Well, people forget. I guess it depends on how long we wait until we hear something from Halo Studios. And I said it from the get-go, when the new management happened, they needed to rebrand, and that's what they did. So it was a very, very wise move by them. So that's all. I just want Halo to be good. I just want Halo to be huge again. That's just what I want. You know, to reach its full potential. That's all I care about now. From the series as a whole now. I just want it to. You know what I mean? It deserves it. Oh yeah, I did too. Yeah, it was a mess when that first came out. Like it was a mad mess, man. Yep. That's what I was thinking to myself too, man. Like you just had to blow it up, didn't you? We had something good, damn it. Like you just had to blow it up, didn't you? See, if you just left it alone, we'd all be fine right now. But no, Microsoft, you just had to blow it up, didn't you? You just had to blow it up, didn't you? I think it's kind of telling that Halo Studios has remained quiet among the whole situation. So I wonder if they had some role behind the scenes with how it went down. You know? Because based on what Dickside Crew was saying, it sounds like it was like kind of both. If you know what I mean. At least that's what it seemed like anyways. But I guess there's always two sides to a story, you know? And we don't know what their side was, you know? Maybe it was all like, you know, disagreements, whatnot. Like apparently Dickside Crew were annoyed they were getting paid for it. So, I mean, it's not like they were employees, if you know what I mean. So, as much as it sucks though, you know, don't get me wrong, but maybe that's just why it didn't go that way. I don't know. It's a tough situation. That's all I'll say on it. Like it's just tough. You know. We'll see though. Kind of shame too, is because the Dickside Crew is obviously very, you know, talented and all that. Obviously. Because I played the, when they released the Halo 2 demo for the 20th anniversary of Halo 2, it was pretty cool to see what Halo 2 could have been, you know? Because we all know how much of a mess that game was before it came out. It ended up being as amazing as it is. It's a miracle that Bungie was able to, you know, pull it out and ship Halo 2 as good as it was. I mean, we've heard stories over the years, you know what I mean? Oh man, the other day there was some Twitter account trying to spread misinformation that Halo 1 was originally a PlayStation exclusive. I mean, no! Hell no! That was originally going to be a game for Mac, when it wasn't even a shooter at the time. Like, where originally that was going to be a freaking RTS. Like, CE changed, like, genres, like, types of games during the development of that game. Like, there was always, it seemed like every single, like, the big mainline Halo games, there was always some development issues behind the scenes, despite how good the games obviously turned out behind the scenes. You know? We all know it's well documented about how Infinite went. Where apparently like 2/3 of the campaign was cut. I mean, we all know, you know. Which I always kind of felt that way with Infinite. As much as I loved Infinite's campaign, you know, I really liked it. It's like I always got the vibe that something was missing. Because of the fact there was like there was only like one biome really, where in Halo has typically have always had like multiple biomes in its campaigns. So that was always kind of a feeling that I've always had about it. And based on that report by Jason, I was right. So, yep. Yeah, it's gonna be just to see what they do with Halo 7 though. In terms of like, are they gonna continue the open world formula, is improve on it, or go back to, you know, what Halo campaigns have always been. We'll see what happens to that one. A lot of questions. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, on that one timeline, yeah. Or Halo actually released on Mac and Xbox didn't exist. And Microsoft didn't nab Halo when they did. There's always in that, like that what if scenario. I'd say that kind of scenario is similar to what happened. Remember when Nintendo and Sony were going to work together? And Nintendo screwed Sony over in the end. So really Nintendo created PlayStation, really, by screwing over Sony in the process. So, because of a bad, you know, business deal or whatever. Because Nintendo went to Philips. I can't remember what the reason was. Probably because I'm guessing going with Philips or whoever it was, that it was cheaper, probably. That would have been if they stayed with Sony like they were going to. But apparently there was like a prototype of the Nintendo PlayStation out there. I remember reading about that years ago. It's always cool to just imagine those kind of scenarios. In those what if scenarios when it comes to gaming, you know. It was always awesome to see that. Always was. Oh my god, for real, dude. I remember them saying when the show got canceled, they were still thinking about continuing the show. Oh my. That show is a lost cause. I'm sorry. As much as I like season 2, that show was a dumpster fire. I thought after season 2 they might have had something, but it was definitely for the best that it got canceled. It was definitely for the best that, you know, it didn't happen. So, you know what? If they're gonna do another Halo show, how about an anime? Like Halo Legends, you know, but an actual TV show. Imagine a Halo anime in the style of like Cyberpunk Edgerunners. And with how that kind of renewed interest in Cyberpunk. If a Halo anime is like that damn good, dude, that could have been so that could be huge and get people back into the Halo's franchise more, you know what I mean? I'm just asking for anything, really. To make Halo, you know, really popular again. That's all I want. That's all I want. I mean, look at how the Sonic movies did for that series. I mean, so because we're in the middle of a Sonic, you know, renaissance right now, man. Which is good. Which is nice. Believe me, very nice. Because as I grew up on that IP too. And that series definitely has gave me some guilty pleasures, you know. Like for instance, I liked 06 despite how broken that game was. Yes, even with that cringeworthy moment, like that everyone knows. I mean, they had good ideas. It was just poor execution. I feel that's kind of with a lot of these Sonic games that reviewed poorly. Like, they had really good ideas. It was just executed poorly. Especially with considering that a lot of them rushed. You know, a lot of them were rushed. Man, like, I was so disappointed in Forces, man. I was so freaking disappointed in that game. What? What is it? You good? What's up? Something wrong? Please don't tell me it screwed up again. I'll be really annoyed. Even more so than I already was. Oh, Unleashed was awesome. I love that. I love that friend. I love that game to death. Yeah. Unleashed is one of my favorites of the whole series. I can't, like, I never understood why that game got. I knew you were gonna make that laugh. I told you, man. Like, that's a guilty pleasure. I don't care. So, I know people hate that game, and they actually they have a right to. They definitely have a legitimate reason to. So, I don't blame anybody who doesn't like that game. I don't. I really do not. I don't blame people for not liking it. I don't blame people at all, because that game really ruined Sonic's reputation for a long time. It almost killed the series. You know what I mean? Like, it almost killed it. That was how bad it was. That's why it kind of shocked me when that Sonic Team employee said they wanted to remake it. I'm like, wow, like, that would be something. Like, that would be something I never would expect if they actually did it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just one person, you know, from Sonic Team saying they would want to. So, I'm not saying that'll ever happen. I'm not saying that at all. So, yeah, but I mean, it still would have been something if it did though, because it would be so out there. Because that would be like a first to remake something that's like a terrible game. But I mean, if they did it right, it could actually kind of revitalize, I guess, the game and make it look good, I guess, in people's eyes. You know, not saying it'll ever will, of course. But that fan recreation though, Sonic P06, now that's a good version. Yeah, because you don't see that often. Because you don't really see that. Because usually it's only like the classics that get remade. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see that you don't see that really. So that's why that's an idea that I could get behind if done right. You know? Because most of the time, the remakes, remasters are usually just, you know, very well received games. Usually. So remaking a quote-unquote bad game like 06, that'd be something, you know. That'd be definitely something to keep an eye on, just for the sake of the idea of it. It obviously would have to be good, you know, quote-unquote good, you know. Oh yeah, Donkey Kong 64. Speaking of which, I'm surprised that game never got added to NSO. You know. Maybe they will eventually. And damn, man, they're really overshadowing Donkey Kong Returns HD, whatever, with the Switch 2 reveal. But I mean that's like a re-release of a Wii game, so that would be something. Provided that, you know, happens or whatnot. So, definitely excited though. Oh boy, another comment. Here we go. Uh-oh. There's still one more I need to do on this one. Oh boy. Oh yeah. I was gonna do this one that I had to do. That I did that Yoshi's, you know, secret one. Because usually if I know there's like a secret one. Alright. Alright, man. Have a good night. Thanks for coming by. Have a good one. Yep. Yep. Absolutely, man. Again, thank you for coming by. Seriously. Really appreciate it. Have a good night. Oh. There we go. Ow. There we go. There we go. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh yeah, you have to hit their green spot. His green spots? Okay, what? There we go. What? Oh, I know what happened because I kept hitting the freaking the spin button. Crap. Wait. Oh yeah, I don't need to. I just hit his bottom. Come on, hurry up. One more. Boom. Yeah, I remember you have to do that twice. I remember. Uh-oh. Easy. Steady. There we go. Ah. Uh-oh. Turn around. Turn around. Nope. Ugh. Okay, what the hell? Just keep running. There we go. Got that little bastard. Now time to finish the job. Hurry up. Nice. Got him! Got him! There we are. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Let's see here. Ooh, there we go. Huh. Come on, baby, come on. Oh, crap. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Come on, come on. Nice. Woo! Bits everywhere. Missed. Yay! Woo! Missed. Missed it. Whoop. Woo. Come on, come on. Boom. Nailed it. Sheesh. Alright guys, I'm gonna probably head off. I'm gonna probably get off for the night. I'm tired. It's getting pretty late. So thank you all for coming through, and I'll see you all next time. Definitely next video will be about the Switch 2